My guest just left.
Welcome to the Fall Guys.
Thanks for having me, Dimitris. I'm honored.
Welcome, Dylan.
That was supposed to be my leading joke. Welcome to Fall Guys lifestyle. Chess lifestyle. So tell me, Dimitris, how did you first get into Fall Guys? All right, so welcome everyone to the first episode of Living the Chess Lifestyle. And today we are joined by our first guest, my good friend Dimitris Pappelis, who is the newly inaugurated president of the UCL Chess Society, where I went as well. That's where we met. And I was thinking about it, Dimitris. We just met less than a year ago. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's insane because I feel like we've known each other for much longer. Yeah. Unfortunately, some of our plans were canceled this year, like the Grand Chess Open and other chess and non-chess related stuff. But yeah, we'll say this in a bit. Yeah. Thank you for having me though, and all the best for your new channel. I've been following it, and I think all this lifestyle vlogging of chess players is something that was missing, and your channel is gonna fill this gap like many other channels in poker and other brain games. Yeah.
So I also want to thank you so much for your help in improving my own game because you've been very generous with your time, and we've had some fun philosophical conversations about chess, which I've really enjoyed as well.
Click there for Dylan's video on the transpositions. We've had many philosophical discussions on that one. Basically have been discussing all these move orders subtleties in our opening repertoires.
Okay, so do you want to tell the listeners where you're at now and how your circumstances have been affected by COVID?
Yes, so since March this year, when COVID struck us, and I had to I chose to move back to Greece for some months for the outbreak and quarantine here. Of course, can't complain. Greece is like probably one of the best places to be for quarantine living.
Could be worse.
Spent some time in my summer house by the sea, also in Athens, of course, working remotely for my studies. But in general, it's been quite good for like the general situation, but I'm looking forward to coming back to London soon.
Yeah, and in a place where there are normally such great tournaments, even I hear, you've told me that especially in the summer, Greece is home to many strong and nice tournaments to attend. So do you want to maybe tell the listeners a little about chess in Greece, maybe with a little bit of historical context and what it's like these days?
Yes, I would say for the size of the country, chess in Greece is pretty well developed. Currently, like for the most recent, currently Greece is in the top 12 countries in the online Olympiad, which is very impressive.
Yeah.
And we qualified tied with USA in the groups. Now, yeah. So there are many strong GMs, and we also had recently Yao world champion Cholakidou. Maybe you've heard of her. So chess in Greece is pretty well developed, and I would say the most important aspect of it is the community. So it's a very healthy community, and like I said, many strong grandmasters. There are some cities that traditionally produce the strongest players, like Kavala, which also holds one of these strong summer opens that you were referring to. Crete as well. Of course, due to COVID this summer, things changed a bit. Some of the tournaments took place, of course, with all these...
it looked like they were handling it very responsibly and well, so I was impressed.
Yeah, of course, everyone was wearing a mask, keeping social distancing in place. But it takes something from the social side of chess and all this interaction. So I didn't really play one of those.
One thing I wanted to get some more information about is you mentioned not too long ago to me that there's maybe not the most support from the Greek Federation as there maybe should be for stronger players.
Yeah, so from what I've known, there are many strong rising players that basically, once they reach the age of 18, their options are limited. They either stay in Greece, whether it's pretty hard to play chess professionally. And what I mean professionally is to make your living through chess. And therefore, they have to move to coaching or combine both. But they're not competitive players just from playing tournaments.
And are you saying it's more difficult because there aren't as many tournaments available in Greece, or is it hard to travel from Greece for certain reasons? Or
yes, I wouldn't say it's a problem of location. I would say it's more of a problem like in the US, for example. You have all these universities in St. Louis and Webster as well, that strong rising players can get scholarships and combine their studies with chess.
Right.
So there is no such thing in Greece. You either study something in the university and get your degree and usually get involved with that, or you go with chess, and that will mean that your studies will fall usually behind if you want to go full time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
I was never at that level, so
okay.
I always put as a priority my studies, and chess was more of a hobby. But I have like a very good friend, Jim Pavlidis, who actually managed to combine both pretty well. And both he's also in the national team and studying in France at the moment. But most chess players in Greece, because they can't do both, they prefer studies because otherwise through chess it will be hard for them to sustain themselves financially.
Yeah, I know it's just changed in the U.S. over the last decade. It's become way more, reasonable to expect support as a young rising player. There are a lot of more camps and scholarships and university programs, so on. It's really changed a lot. So hopefully it's going that direction everywhere else as well.
So now maybe the two biggest young talents, both Nicolas Theodorou, he's 25-50, and Cholakidou, who was the world champion that I told you about. They have both moved to the US. So both of them left. Of course, there are other strong IMs coming up, 16, 17 years old at the moment. Future IMs probably, but or GMs. But I would say that in Greece there is a lot of talent, and I have to warn you that people are very underrated in Greece. So if you come in a chess open and you face an 1800, you will have a very hard time, a much harder time that you would have because I've played in many countries. I think it's probably because they play against each other the most, and because they don't mainly travel a lot. Therefore, an 1800 in Greece would be like something like 2000 in Central Europe So I've had a lot of friends from outside Greece play here, from the Netherlands, and the opponents they faced, were much stronger than expected. And
I'm a little bitter about that myself because I never had a chance to be on the young end of that and ruin other people's ratings. I've been underrated for about a grand total of 2 months in my life. So
basically, people are losing a lot of rating coming into Greek tournaments, especially if it's in the summer where you have to combine it with some nice vacation and spending some time by the beach. And the Greek people are used to that.
At least when you're getting demolished over the board, there's good scenery.
So when they come from Scandinavian countries and things like that, so they are basically spending a lot of time by the sea, and then at 5 p.m. they have to play against a 16-year-old 1800 that's basically there to crush them. has been preparing the whole day.
The Grim Reaper. Okay, well, enough about Greece. Why don't you tell the listeners about your own upbringing in chess, when you started, what your trajectory was like, and so on.
Yeah, so I started chess around 8 years old. I actually knew the rules, but I didn't really play until then. I think when I was 8, I joined a local club. Basically, My brother used to play chess, and that's how I got involved. Young siblings, especially when they're so close, with such a small age difference, they tend to be very competitive.
Yeah.
So that's how I picked up chess. And I think up until the age of 12 or 13, I had my biggest improvement. So I broke 2000 around that age. I started having my first result with title players, and also was top 5 rated in my age category for the youth categories.
Mm-hmm.
But so my current rating is 2160, so I haven't improved that much since then. Mostly because at some point I had to choose from working more towards chess or basically for my studies. Yeah.
Okay.
Never
Yeah,
was. I was never a full-time player, and I always like to have many hobbies. So I used to transition from many things, but chess was always one of them that stayed there, and I worked on it.
Yeah, I'm similar. I like to have the well-rounded approach. But I think there's it's really impressive where you're at now, and you have a lot of potential to grow. What are your current goals?
So my current goals, I would say it's some realistic goals is to become FIDE master, because I would say the jump from
So this is
requires work.
2300.
2200 that's 2300. 2200, 2300 still requires work. But I would say it's a very big jump when you want to go for the titles, because then you have to work towards the norms as well.
Yep.
And you have to bring in consistent results with title players. So I don't think I will, for the time being, I have time to allocate to chess towards this goal. But I feel like, an initial goal was to, by the time I finish my PhD, to be FIDE master. That was my current. To do that, I haven't had coaching for a while. So the last time I had a lot of coaching when I was a kid, when I was competing in the Greek championships. We also had some free coaching from the Greek Chess Federation. That's where I picked up the most improvement from. But since then, I didn't have a lot of chess coaching, and I'm seriously considering to come back to this as well. Because
maybe you don't need a chess coach with all those books behind you.
Yeah, I'm also a book collector. I love anything that comes out, and I think I find it interesting. I buy it. I feel like it's a way to, first of all, thank all these authors for providing these books, because everything is available to some degree pirated these days. And I always found that buying it makes you more attached to it, and also gives you more motivation to study it.
Yeah.
So I always did that. So all these books behind me, most of them are chess books. Some of them are engineering books, but the big majority is chess books. I haven't read not even 10% of them, but I like just to scroll through them, or once in a while pick one of them and I just have a look at the.
You're using digital terms. Scroll through them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm involved in a bit of gaming as well, so I love all these things.
Cool.
Had my shot in esports as well back in the day with. I played some Hearthstone. I only played competitively for a couple of years, but I like to move from all these mental brain puzzle games. It's my thing.
Even better if you've played WoW. So it's really fun.
Yeah. WoW, Big warning to all the viewers. If you haven't started WoW, don't do it. It's a trap. It ends your life.
Run the other way. Yes, I can vouch for that, for sure. So what are some of your study habits when you are more involved in trying to improve? What are the best ways that you found to, one, stay in shape, and to improve your overall chess understanding?
Yeah, so I would say the most important thing is analyzing your own games. People tend to avoid that. What people do is basically they buy tons of books, like I do, or they buy video series, or they watch new stuff. They learn new openings. But I think the most important is learning from your own mistakes. That's what I've been trying to do lately. My last tournament was back in London, a university tournament. Didn't go that well. It was in a weird time control. But yeah, what I did is I got these games and I started analyzing them, and I found many leaks in my games. Basically, I import them in Chessbase. I don't use handwritten notes anymore. They're super helpful, but they're super time consuming as well. So
Dimitris, what's your biggest achievement in your eyes in chess?
So when I was still back in Greece, my biggest achievements were, first of all, I was the Athenian champion for the youth category that I was playing. And then when I went to the young men's category, or like up to 20 years old, I came fourth, tied second, fourth place, tied second. I think these were my highest achievements. Although one year I was expecting much more for myself because I was like the highest seed. But yeah, the curse of the highest seed, I ended up losing in the first round.
No.
Like it usually happens.
Hard to come
And then
back from.
the rest of the tournament, yeah, the rest of the tournament tried to come back. But from some achievement, an achievement that I almost reached, but I didn't in the end, was it was a couple of years ago in the European Championship where I was completely winning, or yeah, playing for two results against Duda. Yeah, the strong super GM. Maybe Dylan can put the game somewhere over here, and you can see the type of position that I managed to win. But the thing is, there was a moment where I could completely kill any chance of him having any play for any counterplay. But then I would basically ruin my chances of playing for a win. It would be an opposite colored bishop's endgame. But yeah, I decided to not chicken out and play like a man and fight for the win. But of course, like it usually happens with these guys, they find a way and outplay you at the end. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So maybe I could have run away with the draw, but yeah, I ended up to lose that game.
What event was that again?
This was the European Rapid Championship.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, that's quite an event.
So this is my
try to hold your nerve in.
Yeah, this is my biggest regret in terms of a game. But it was an amazing event. It was in Poland, and basically it was both Blitz and Rapid. Blitz was, yeah, you played twice with each opponent, which is very nice, both white and black. So,
besides Duda, are there any other notable encounters that you've had that you want to share?
No, yeah, he's by far the strongest player I've played. Some of my good results have been I've drawn against Suat Atalik. He's a Turkish GM, and also Banikas from Greece. He was also my first great result. And Nikolaidis. All these are within the range of 25.50 to 26.30 or 40. Yeah, so these guys are my best results. I would say that in general, I do I do well with strong opposition. As you might have noticed, my style is like pretty solid, positional. So with this style, you can achieve some good results with high-rated players, but it can also make you struggle with lower-rated players because, yeah, trying to play super safe and not risk, playing for some Catalans for plus 0.10 or things like that. Sometimes it's hard to crack lower-rated opponents, so you give away some draws.
So do you think being a solid positional player can get you worse results against lower-rated players than if you were a wild attacking player? And why exactly? Because it seems like you would be risking something either way.
Yes, I would say that up to a specific rating, being very sharp tactically is maybe even more important. So I've heard many strong title players say that, up until international master, if you simply grab any pawn that can be taken and is justified tactically, you can reach that level. It's basically calculation. Above that, then maybe, of course, the positional concepts kick in and all these subtle ideas that, GMs usually are well known for. I would say the main reason why I don't convert sometimes against weaker players is, because at the crucial moment, even in positional games, it comes down to tactics. And you really need to find this crucial tactic at the critical moment to end the game. It might be simply a 1, 2 move, 3 move tactic. But even in a positional game, at the end, you get some material somehow, or you finish with a tactic. And if you miss it, then suddenly all this positional advantage that you have built can get lost.
Right. Do you feel like it's a problem of identifying critical moments or calculating within them once you see them?
Probably a bit of both. I found myself many times knowing that this is the critical moment, but failing to find the exact tactic. And other times, I just keep playing and then analyze the game and see something that I've missed. So it can go both ways. The thing is, if you work towards this and you have a solid positional background, then this is some working on tactics is not as hard.
Right.
So I think working on tactics is something that you can, and calculation is something that you can improve easier, and you will see a bigger difference in your game. But if you're a tactical player and then have to work on positional chess, this will take a bit more time to shift styles, I think.
Yeah, I agree. So what's who is your biggest inspiration in chess? What, maybe stylistically, who you would want to emulate or try to emulate, or?
I think always it has been Levon Aronian. I feel like not only as a chess player, but also as a person, even the way he talks and describes things, even the way he analyzes his games, he's so inspiring. And I can just stay and watch his videos for hours on his post-game interviews and things like that. We also share some the same taste for some old classics of music. In general, I think he's a very interesting person, not only an athlete and a chess player, but a person overall.
Do you think he's up there with one of the greatest never to become world champion, or who takes that title for you?
One of the greatest not to become world champion.
Yeah, because Korchnoi is always on the list.
Yes, so I would say
I think Rubinstein also is on there.
I would say there are other people that came closer to the title. So I would say, for example, if you watch in recent World Championship fights, like Peter Leko was so close to becoming world champion. Also, Gelfand he lost in the tie breaks against Vichy. So there are so many grandmasters that you can say could be up there. Aronian, there were some years that he was basically up there at the top. But when it came down to candidates, he never performed that well there and was not so close to qualifying. In terms of strength, he's definitely one of the greatest. But if we discuss about coming close to the title, I would say there are some others, like the ones you mentioned or the ones I did, that maybe we're even a bit closer. But in any case, I really, I followed his repertoire. The Ragozhin was an inspiration, which is the main opening in my repertoire, was an inspiration from him. Also with white pieces, all these English that I play.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because my last question for you was, what's your favorite opening? Just so people can forever identify you with one word.
I would say the only opening that I've played basically all my life is the Sveshnikov Sicilian. Yeah. So I think it's one of the most interesting openings in chess, dynamic.
Well, it has good representation at the top level, especially with the last World Championship match.
It basically has always had the representation in, of course, now that Carlsen picked it up again, it's, there was a boost in popularity, but it has always been considered a sound opening. And I think together with Najdorf, by far the two most, the best Sicilians, let's say.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe together with the Berlin, the three overall best and most sound approaches against 1e4. Okay, of course, Caro-Kann is also. I know that you have a big love for that opening.
Yes. Yes.
It's also in the top 5, I think.
Can't deny it. What's your opinion on the bird, though? I have to get your hot take on the bird. Just
Michael,
for the
please.
listeners, I'm poking fun at Michael's new addition to
Yeah.
his repertoire.
I saw Michael's latest video, and I saw this book on the bird.
I then have a random book on the bird.
But he gave some sort I want to study something from that book. He said, but I was really worried that he will really pick it up in the end. Let's hope not.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay,
But
so
it's Michael. It's Michael. Yeah, of course.
I'll support him whatever he wants to play. Plays the Grob.
Exactly.
Fine. Okay.
Reti, and the bird. First player ever to combine these two. That's it.
Is there anything else you want to plug before we go?
I want to say, first of all, thanks, Dil. It's can't wait to go back to both to go back to London and play our tournaments and everything.
Yep.
Also, I want to say, I hope that as a president of the UCL Chess Society, that even under these circumstances, we'll manage to do many great things online and live. Gradually live as well. We also have Pool, where we will be participating. I know you're the founder of this great event. We played last year and it was amazing. So thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks for
We'll definitely playing with 2 or 3 teams in there.
Sounds good.
And trying to get the Chess's cat.
I didn't tell him to bring this up before the interview. He's doing it on his own, everyone.
Yeah, gonna win this trophy this year.
Cool. Well, wish you the best of luck and continue to enjoy Greece while you can. Hello? Oh. Dimitris! Dimitris!